right, hello and welcome to the Pathfinder overview. In this fundamental overview, I'm going to be going over the components of Pathfinder very briefly, and then I will break them down into segmented videos where we dive into them farther. So there are four main components we're going to look at here. Pathfinder is very simple. It's broken down so that way anybody can learn this very quickly, and also so that it's easy to follow. It's easy to know what direction the market is going, easy to enter, easy to exit at the most basic fundamental level. So let's go ahead and dive into it. The very first piece of our indicator is direction. You need to know when you're taking a trade, is the market rising or is it dropping overall? And so the way that we determine that is we can look starting here on the 1 minute time frame, which is the lowest time frame you can go on with the basic subscription on TradingView. Okay, and on the 1 minute, we can see there's several things. We have our candles, which have a gradient color pattern to them versus just standard red and blue candles or red and green candles or white candles. These have a gradient color to them. And the way that the gradient color works is that when it works off of basically overbought and oversold conditions in the market. Everything in markets is supply and demand. So when price is oversold, you will see the candles get darker red. When price is overbought, the candles will get bright yellow. This is important for us because if the market is rising, we want to enter into the market at the lowest possible point to make money going to the upside. So if the market is rising, we want to enter in when the price is oversold versus when the price is overbought when the market is rising. Now, if the market was going down, we would want to do the opposite. We would want to enter when the market is overbought to get the continuation to the downside. Okay, so that's the first component, is the candles. It works off of overbought and oversold conditions in the market. Now, let's talk direction, because this is the first and foremost most important thing. This will determine if you are clicking the buy or the sell button, whether you're trading on TradingView or if you're trading on Tradevate or another broker. And the way we determine this is you'll notice that there is a darker trend cloud and there is a brighter trend cloud. So you can see this is a dark blue, this is a bright blue. The dark blue is our direction, okay? So this tells us overall the market is rising, and certainly you can see here on the 1 minute from back here, even though this price was coming down, this market was resting before it continued to the upside. So overall the direction is to the upside. Now this is dynamic and it will adjust for any time frame that you're on. It will show you the direction for that time frame, okay? Now the next piece is momentum. Momentum is the brighter trend cloud. So we see right in here, the momentum is to the upside, okay? And you can see here the brighter red, this momentum is to the downside, okay? Now, this is very important. What happens when you have a dark blue direction, so overall price is going up, but you have a bright red cloud? That means that you have either deeper pullbacks that are happening or price is resting before it continues. And this is very typical of what you will see during that time frame. So you can see here, this is blue and red. So you can see price is kind of resting, slowly coming down. And you can see that again here, and you can see that again here. After price has moved, you can see again, we have this bright red and price is going sideways, although this is after market open at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so the volatility in here is much more significant, okay? So much larger price swings in this window of time frame. So you will get much more sideways movement or resting before continuing when you have blue and red at the same time. So overall direction up, but the momentum is showing red. That means price is either sideways or pulling back deeper. Important to note, your best trades are going to happen when your direction and your momentum are the same. I'll say it again, when direction and momentum are in confluence or they're the same, those are going to be your best trades. For example, you can see the movement in here is small, and then right here the market starts to take off, and this moved quite a lot. This was a 700 plus tick move in the market in favor because of that momentum. And again, you can see this here, this market just continues to rise with that momentum and direction being the same. It goes red here, and you can see the market begins to pull back. So we don't really want to trade when our momentum and our direction are not the same. It's very important as a basic fundamental Pathfinder trader. When the conditions are opposite of each other, blue and red, you're going to have a much harder time trading versus when the direction and the momentum are both in your favor. Okay. Now, thirdly, we need to know, where do I get into the market? Because we have direction, we have momentum, but where do we enter? Entry happens on these blue triangles. Okay, these blue triangles are where we enter. So for example, right here, we have a blue overall direction, buying. We have upward momentum. This is bright blue. And then we have a blue triangle, which is where our buy entry would be right here. Okay, so very simple. So we have entry, we've got momentum, we've got direction, and then the final piece of the puzzle is exits. Where do we exit? There are two exits. Your first exit is when you get a red triangle. After you've entered on a blue triangle, you get a red triangle. That is your first exit. This is where you're going to close half of your position in the market. So you're going to do what we call secure the bag. You're going to take some profit at that red triangle. And then what you're going to do is you are going to allow price to continue as long as your momentum stays bright blue. You're going to stay in that trade, and you are going to hold all the way until right here when this momentum turns red. You're then going to exit out. And what this allows you to do is, instead of just securing 144 ticks on this 1 minute move, you could have secured 354 ticks with half of your position, which is quite significant. So you're more than doubling what your profit would have been at a full close right here. Very important to allow this to do, because these big moves in the market are what build your equity in your account, which we will cover in the account management portion of the education. But these are the basics. So we have direction, momentum, we have entry, and finally we have exit 1, and we have exit 2 right here. And those are the main components of Pathfinder 2. Now, there is a white line that you guys see here. The white line is more for visual reference and for the advanced traders. You don't need to worry about that right now as a fundamental trader. All you need to know is your direction. Is the momentum in the favor of the direction? Do I have an entry? Here's my exit 1 and exit 2, and that is all you need to know. And now, just for reference, you can see here, this is overall buying, and then if we go back, you can see here, this is what it looks like when the market is overall selling. So you can see both sides of the coin there. All right, that is the end of the overview here. Now we're going to dive into this deeper and go over some examples in the following videos. I'll see you in the next one.